Howdy folks, welcome to another episode of Bikes, Burgers, Beers. I'm Big Steph, your host, and today I'm taking you on a little ride that I did quite a few months ago. It was the first big ride I did on the Royal Enfield Himalayan, and while I had taken this bike out on 50k, 100k rides, little, maybe even 150k loops around my local area, I'd never really taken it on a big ride like today's. So, in total, this was nearly a 600 kilometre ride. I think about 593 kilometres if memory serves me right. So I went up the Putty Road, and as you can see, I'm stopping here for a quick break at the Grey Gum Cafe. Just a little pit stop, and now we're hitting the road again. Off we go. And I did notice, as I was riding the bike, I just wanted to get into the feel of things. Like I said, I hadn't done a big ride on this bike, and a lot of people who are interested in buying a Royal Enfield Himalayan wonder, can it do long distance? For me, I'd bought the bike, I wanted to live with it, and see if it can do long distances, and look, in most cases it can. The only times it really fell short was on the 100 kilometre or 110 kilometre zones. Sure, it can do it, but it's not its prime sort of environment. It prefers rides like this where it's single lane roads, a bit of rain, 80 to 100k zones, going across beautiful bridges like this on our way to Denman. And you know what? Everything that got thrown at the bike today it just lapped up. It did everything I needed it to do. It sat on 100k's fine, it went through the rain fine. As you can see here, it's starting to piss down. And here we are arriving in the Denman. Now, I got there first thinking everyone would be waiting for me, but guess what? I waited another half hour until everyone else arrived. So I rode around town looking around for them and couldn't find them. I ended up thinking, hey, you know what? I'll stop in and sit in this pub here because it's the first road and the first place you see when you come in. Anyway, they arrived, we had a beautiful lunch, and here we are about to take off. Everyone kept hinting to me to take the lead. I had no idea where we're going. This wasn't my ride, and I had no idea where they wanted to be. So I had to fill up some fuel. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the Bylong Valley Way, and it is absolutely amazing. Look, there's Rog. Oh, why thank you, sir. Why thank you, kind sir. Where's the red carpet, mate? I requested red. Yeah, Rog, where's my red carpet, mate? I'm expecting it next time we go on that ride. That was Rog from Harley Throttle Juice. Rochelle went off to pat some cows that kept running away from her for some reason. They were a little bit frightened, I guess. But anyway, here we are hitting the Bylong Valley Way. Now, this is one of my most favourite roads, and if you head over to Chewie's channel, I'll put a link at the top right now, and his channel will be down in the show notes below. Specifically for that video we did, you'll see some extra footage and maybe some drone footage of this area. It's absolutely stunning out here. Now, it isn't the best road in the world, it's not full of corners, it's not technical, it's just very picturesque. Just absolutely stunning. Now, here's Rob here in front of us. He's one of our big fans of all our shows and comes along with a lot of us on our rides. But heading up through these hills and these corners, I could see the Himalayan was great around the corners, but it just didn't have the horsepower to pull out of those corners after the apexes. But at the end of the day, I was enjoying the ride nonetheless, and you get these beautiful picturesque scenes like this. We had a bit of a pit stop right here just to relax, chill out, have a chat to each other, and then jump back on the bikes, as you can see. And people wanted me to lead again, although I think Rog from Harley Throttle Juice jumped on the bike first, and I followed him for a little while. But have a look at this absolutely beautiful scenery. It's just stunning. It's just a gorgeous place to be in the world. So if you haven't ridden the Bylong Valley Way, I suggest you really get out there and do it and just enjoy the view. Like I said, the ride itself isn't very technical, but the scenery is just absolutely divine. hanging out with these guys as well was absolutely great. Like I said, we had Rog and Rochelle from Harley Throttle Juice, Chewie from his channel Hachewie, and here we are getting into Rylstone because I think it was Rob had to fill up. He was desperate for fuel. The shop we stopped at on Bylong Valley Way didn't have anything there, and in fact it was shut, so we had to carry on. But I didn't record a lot of the trip from there into Sofala, but here we are leaving Sofala. We stopped at the pub and had a drink. And now we're off. And just catching up with everyone and having a chat. The social aspect of riding is just as important as the ride itself. And here we are heading from Sofala back to Bathurst. I took the lead. I knew these corners were coming up and I'm quite familiar with them, so I really put the Royal Enfield Himalayan through its paces and made sure that I was carving up these corners as best a lightweight, low-powered adventure bike can. It was loads of fun, I'll tell you that much. These corners are absolutely spectacular, and as you come out of these corners, you hit some straights, and then you start seeing glimpses of Bathurst. Just down in the valley, you start seeing Mount Panorama in the distance, and it's just beautiful. That's what this is about. It's just a gorgeous, scenic ride that is absolutely stunning. Doing it on the Himalayan, what I found is because it is a low-powered bike, and it doesn't allow you to really speed. You know, it's not a powerful machine. It's gonna tear your arms off. It lets you enjoy the scenery a little bit more. Now, here in these corners, all I'm doing is concentrating on apexes and things like that, but coming out of these corners, I mean, look at that view in front of you, just down into that valley. It's just stunning, and it's really hard not to concentrate on that view, as well as at the same time concentrating on getting the apex to the corner, having fun, and also, you know, don't forget, you got to stay alive as well. So here we are on the Great Western Highway. And I've got a few people passing me there. That's Rob. I also had, there's Rochelle. I think Rog was up front because he knew the hotel they were staying at. We had a beautiful dinner at that stage.
Oh, it's a video, Rochelle.
Oh, is it? How good is it?
It's B-roll.
Oh, sorry, man. Sorry.
And here I am heading home. Now, this is like 10 o'clock at night. Some would say this is dangerous, but I've done this highway a lot. And on the Himalayan, because I'm not going very fast, I ended up making it home nice and safely. In fact, I stayed off the highway quite a fair bit and went the back way through Tarana. And although there was an increase in wildlife, you're doing half the speeds. And I have to say, even though the high beam doesn't look very strong on the Himalayan, it worked really well. So thanks everyone for watching. I hope you enjoyed today's episode of Bikes, Burgers, Beers. Please do remember to subscribe. It helps out the channel so much. I really appreciate it. And thank you to all my Patreons. You guys are down below in the show notes, so thank you so much. I hope you enjoyed it, and tune in next time for more adventures on the Himalayan with Bikes, Burgers, Beers.